we're two women having this discussion. I thought I wanted to bring sort of my side of the story in a way that I think may or may not speak to some men who might be listening as well. What I recalled in thinking about today's question about the myth of if I only had a relationship, then I'd be happy is I've had the feeling, I really should kind of interview some exes on this, but I've identified a pattern of where I've gotten into relationships with men who really weren't happy at the time that I met them. And us meeting and being in a relationship or them being associated to kind of my world, my network, this training, in whatever order it happened. Some of them encountered, the training, and then we developed it all happens quickly and overlapping, et cetera. But there has been this phenomenon of like, these were not happy guys before we met. And then I get them in this phase of happy, either relationship rush or feeling that life can be different in some critical way that it wasn't before, or, just through my caring about them going, wait, this is what I see for you, that they're like, different dudes for a month or so. And then, I've had it in a relationship where like early on, a month, 6 weeks in, I go to a wedding with him and his coworkers, and his coworkers are like, oh my God, you're the woman who's changed him so much. He's happy at work now. That should have been kind of a red flag for me. And it wasn't. I mean, it should have been a signal to me that this was not a happy individual. And if I knew then what I know now, or if I'd applied what I kind of knew then, I should have been able to see like, he's got work to do beyond just having me in his life. And now having identified this, it actually sort of scares me when I hear men say things like, you make me so happy.
Yeah.
I don't want to make you happy. Please, dear God, be happy.
Yeah, at the
be
same
happy
time,
and have me be optional.
Like beautiful and healthy and also really funny story.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I want to honor the yearning that's getting met when somebody says, you have made him so happy at work. And it's like, I don't want to diminish it. Like, how good does that feel?
Oh, it's completely in the realm of like, wow, that was a really easy win. I get to feel so good if someone's life is like that transformed.
Right, I matter. Like,
exactly.
I matter so
that
much.
Is exactly the yearning.
So I'm just thinking of that. It's like that's like a big goodie,
Right.
and it's a big goodie to give up. And I love that you're seeing that it's like it doesn't work out in the long run.
Right.
And there are other ways to meet the yearning to matter. And I know you're after many of those in other contexts, but sometimes like there is this piece of like, I've got to let something go when it's not, and I feel that way about the fairy tales we talk about.
Right.
I have to let something go that I kind of cherish.
Right.
And it's all to good ends, it works out well. But I get something greater, but there is a little bit of a sad loss in it.
Yeah. Well, and it kind of, when that fades, it feels like the original contract of the relationship was broken, where it was like, oh, you were happy. Our agreement was you be happy and I'll be, smart and delightful and, lead you to these happy places. And then once it feels like I can't do that anymore, it's like, what do I offer? So if that's the dynamic at the beginning, it definitely leads to trouble later on. And I think women are particularly prone to being kind of blinded by those early wins and gains, or kind of like feeling like we're reforming a guy who was maybe a little rough around the edges in some ways, or adding to his life in certain ways. And I think it just gets to, my test of, can I really be with somebody is like, is this a person I can learn and grow with? And, are we going to talk about the fact that this happened at the beginning, and like you said, be aware together that it's not always going to feel this way or be this way, and really have the difficult discussions about what yearnings are getting teased up in the relationship and what aren't, and where do we go from here. So happiness is all our jobs.
Yeah, I love it. Teases up like really what's possible in a relationship. when we're willing to challenge our beliefs and challenge our norms and give up the things that we've enjoyed the way they feel sort of at a surface level in the past, we're really opening ourselves up for, this sort of deeper unknown experience that that I'm discovering as in conflict, and when I challenge, my one of my big relationship beliefs that that's not something that is good, or that's going to be harmful to me in some way. But as I challenge that, that's where I'm getting these new experiences that really change me.